sometimes we make the mistake of saying we're from Tullamore. Next thing, there's 6 Tullamore shots in front of you. Tullamore do. So, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Picky Fingers Banjo Podcast. This is Keith Billick welcoming you in. And it is about that time of year where, in the words of one of my favorite songs, the cool fall nights make the wood smoke rise. So let's all gather together around the warm glow of our smartphones and listen to some banjo podcasts, shall we? And you know what? As much as I would like to keep snugly warm with each and every one of you, there are a few select very important pickers, my VIPs out there. Those are the ones who I save that extra pair of wool socks for. And today's VIP supporter of the show is Kyle Gulick. Kyle says he's just a guy who thought the banjo sounded cool and has been spending hours and hours attempting to play at unnatural speeds. Kyle, I think that is a pretty common story that a lot of us share. All I can say is that I hope you're having fun with it, and thank you so much not only for being a listener, but for going that extra mile and signing up over at patreon.com to become a VIP supporter of the show. What's that? You want to know how you can become a VIP supporter of the show as well? Well, thank you for asking. It's actually really simple. You head over to patreon.com/banjopodcast, and for just a few dollars a month, you get the satisfaction of knowing that you're supporting the world's best banjo podcast. That's according to a survey I just conducted, which also, I think, puts it in the running for world's best podcast, period. And that's just a few dollars per month. You get special prizes in return. Check it all out, patreon.com/banjopodcast. Or if you just want some of that official Picky Fingers merch featuring the world famous Picky Fingers logo, that's over at banjopodcast.com. We're talking t-shirts, stickers, hats, and podcast theme music with tablature like you're hearing right now. So that's banjopodcast.com for that. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and special thanks again to Kyle Gulick, this episode's VIP supporter of the show. You can also reach me anytime, pickyfingersbanjopodcast@gmail.com.
This heart of mine is made of iron. This heart of mine is made of steel. It won't turn towards another when the wind is on the hill. When the wind is on the hill. This heart of mine is made of silver. This heart of mine is made of gold. It will shine.
Today's featured guest is Daithi Melia. If you've been to a festival or concert recently, just grooving along to some energetic, virtuosic bluegrass, but then you notice that the band on stage has a suspicious amount of red hair, and they talk kind of funny, and seem to weave in Irish-style rhythms, melodies, and time signatures into their bluegrass music, well, folks, it sounds like you've just witnessed Jig Jam, the phenomenal Irish-American bluegrass band that has been seemingly everywhere recently, from the Grand Ole Opry to Grey Fox and everywhere in between. And on stage to give us banjo lovers a little something extra to cheer for is Daithi Melia. Daithi is an incredible player with a mastery of traditional bluegrass idioms, modern progressive banjo sensibilities, and of course a heavy dose of the Irish music he grew up with. Now, he weaves all of this together to help give Jig Jam their genre-bending appeal. I was fortunate enough to catch Daithi when both of our bands were performing at this past year's Bliss Fest in northern Michigan, and I didn't want to miss the chance to chat about all things Jig Jam and all things banjo. So here it is, folks. Put your hands together and give a warm Picky Fingers podcast welcome to Daithi Melia.
I'm Daithi Melia, playing the band Jig Jam. We're from Ireland, and I'm from County Offaly in Ireland, in the Midlands. And I took up banjo later on in my life. I started on guitar, playing guitar when I was like 11 or 12. grew up listening to a lot of rock and blues and that kind of stuff.
All right.
And immersed in a lot of the traditional Irish stuff at home, naturally enough.
Yeah.
And met with one of the former members in the band in secondary school, which would be high school over here. He was a traditional Irish fiddle player. So I met with him and started playing with him and kind of backing up all those tunes and stuff like that.
And that was still on guitar?
On guitar,
Okay.
yeah. And going to like all the trad sessions and stuff like that. He played some bluegrass as well, and his dad did as well. So I was playing with them for a while, kind of playing some country stuff, and they showed me some bluegrass stuff as well. And I kind of remember hearing the 5-string banjo and thinking that's what I want to do as well.
What do you think caught your ear about that made you want to switch from guitar?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was getting into kind of more country stuff like Jerry Reed and Chet Atkins and stuff like that. Yeah. And I remember hearing a 5-string in one of Jerry Reed's songs and thinking, yeah, it was very cool. It was so...
Is that like Eastbound and Down or something?
It could have been, actually,
okay.
Yeah, something like that. And I remember just hearing that sound and kind of just looking up all these other 5-string players then, and obviously discovering Earl Scruggs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because bluegrass wasn't that popular in Ireland.
That's the interesting thing, is that even if banjo catches your ear, the natural path for you like should have been that you picked up a tenor.
Yeah, so I would have heard the tenor a lot at home and stuff like that. But then when I heard the 5-string, it was so different and had this fast rolling kind of thing. And yeah, just kind of went down the bluegrass rabbit hole then and kind of got obsessed with it.
Okay.
And yeah.
And then this band member and his father, you said, that you were playing with?
Yeah.
Were they able to like teach you anything? Is that how?
Not really. They were just kind of showing me some really old school kind of bluegrass stuff. I think they had like one of those old TV shows on before, like maybe it was Hee Haw or one of those. Or,
oh, yeah.
And yeah, like Ray Clark and stuff like that. I remember seeing all that kind of stuff. Uh-huh. And yeah, just kind of got obsessed with it. And then like obviously heard Bella Fleck.
Okay.
And then yeah, just got really into it because I was into like a lot of instrumental guitar music before that, like Eric Johnson and kind of stuff like that.
The virtuoso.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And then when I heard Bella Fleck and then the Punch Brothers and stuff like that, I was just like, oh, this is crazy stuff.
It's the same stuff, just on a different
and people
instrument.
like shredding on acoustic instruments.
Yeah.
And yeah, the correlation between the bluegrass and Irish thing as well. You could hear like similar kind of tunes and stuff being played and kind of...
Yeah, I'm sure we'll dig in a whole bunch to that. I guess I want to go back. So when you were playing rhythm guitar for these Irish sessions, a lot of us in the States, if we know of Irish rhythm guitar, a lot of us think of like John Doyle right away.
Absolutely.
Is that sort of the style that you were
Yeah, I definitely wasn't able to do that. I was just kind of doing my own thing in a way. And but yeah, the trad backing is a different animal altogether. We have Jamie in the band, and Jamie and Gavin and Kevin, they come from that traditional Irish background, first and foremost. So Jamie has that really strong right hand kind of rhythm playing.
Absolutely.
So it's very different to the bluegrass kind of thing as well.
So take me home and brighten up the day. From Tullamore to Boston, out to California, yeah. Give every man his due. Legacy has grown, and on this day you'll even see her smile at Fenway.
When I was interviewing Alison Brown, she said something really interesting, that when you play a bluegrass fiddle tune, there's the rhythm section and then the lead player improvises off the melody.
Yeah.
Whereas in an Irish session, the melody stays static and it's almost like the rhythm section is what's being improvised.
That's true, yeah. It changes to barely play the same part kind of.
And I guess I wonder if you have like a perspective on how you accomplished that, or did you even get to that level where you were
In some
getting
ways,
creative?
yeah, I probably had a bit of a different approach coming from the background I came from. But yeah, I definitely took influence from, even hearing Jamie play and stuff like that, and picking up little tips and tricks.
So it seems like you were influenced by both like the more old school guys, Earl Scruggs, and then also more of the virtuoso. How did you start to work on any of that? It seems like you didn't have too many resources around you.
No, I got the Earl Scruggs book,
Okay.
the 5-string Bible there.
Of course, yeah.
So I remember getting that. I remember starting off with Ground Speed because I thought it was the coolest tune, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll go back to Cripple Creek.
A little more basics.
Yeah, but just went through that book so much, and was getting a few of those books from like the Tony Trishka and Bella Fleck kind of stuff too, and then just kind of online and slowing stuff down and just trying to figure it out what they were doing. But the book was great to learn that language of, and have the tab there to learn that, to get you started and stuff like that.
100%.
But I was doing a lot of fingerstyle guitar stuff before that anyway, so the jump to the 5-string wasn't too much of a change once I went to it.
Learning new chord shapes, but at least you have some right hand.
It wasn't
technique.
too bad.
Yeah,
but still working at it.
How does that all come together in like how you play now? Are you able to hear influences from like your rhythm guitar or the fingerstyle guitar and how you ended up approaching the banjo?
Yeah, I think so.
Or are like, I guess maybe a good way to ask it, like, are there certain patterns that you think you play because of your experience with fingerstyle guitar that you think maybe other banjo players, it doesn't occur to us, or
I'm
you
not
just
sure.
don't hear it very often?
I think I stick to mainly the kind of banjo-y kind of rolls and stuff like that. Definitely some guitar influences creep in there.
Okay.
Naturally enough. Then for live gigs, just kind of working off Jamie's kind of rhythm and trying to lock into that, which is different again. Not sure if they're different roles per se or anything like that.
Okay.
Or different.
What about traditional Irish melodies? Was there ever a point after you started the 5-string that you would take the 5-string to these sessions that maybe before you had played rhythm guitar with, and how did that go?
Yeah, I start doing that a lot actually.
Okay.
Because there's usually a good few guitar players in the room.
Okay.
A lot of guitars will show up. So yeah, start bringing the 5-string, and every now and again we'd throw in a little 5-string bluegrass tune as a little novelty, and
Okay.
it kind of caught the ears of some people. and
Teach
stuff
them
like
some
that.
ground speed?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What about the other direction? Like if there are listeners out there who maybe enjoy Irish music but have never been to a session, in bluegrass, if someone's new, you might say like, well, you have to learn Old Joe Clark and Cripple Creek and this. Like what are the standard Irish tunes that every person should know if they're going to their first session and they want to be a little more ready?
Yeah, it's a tricky one with Irish sessions. There's so many Irish tunes out there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like
It is pretty intimidating.
Yeah, even sitting down to learn some, I'm overwhelmed of like getting some different ones under the fingers. But I don't even have like a massive repertoire that there's still, if I'm in a session, there's still some tunes that I'm like, I'm not sure. I've definitely heard it before, but then I can figure it out a tiny bit. But to get it under the fingers for a 5-string, I'd have to go and sit with it for a little bit to get it kind of. But there's definitely some popular ones that always pop up, like the Fox Hunters, Reel, or.
Are you able to give us a sample of what some, like how to have a traditional Irish sound on the 5-string?
Yeah, I suppose the main difference is like jigs, and the jigs and reels compared to the bluegrass tunes, and some slip jigs and stuff like that.
Yeah, what does that sound like?
A slip jig, so that's a slip jig is in 9/8, rather than 6/8 is a normal jig. Yeah, I could play a tiny bit of a slip jig. Let's see. so on
Yeah,
and so
that's awesome.
forth.
So what is that piece?
I'm actually not sure of the name of that. Gone Anam, we call them sometimes, which is Irish for no name, I think.
Going at 'em?
Gone Anam.
Gone at 'em.
I'm not sure of the actual direct translation. I think that was on an Enniscattle album.
I think a lot of people will identify that a main characteristic are a lot of those triplets and grace notes that Irish players put in. I'm wondering if there's maybe a tune that people might be familiar with that you have Irish-ified.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a common tune, obviously, between the bluegrass and Irish tunes like St. Anne's or The Temperance.
Yeah.
That's called the Teetotalers. Teetotalers, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. Just adding in a few triplets every now and again. And there seems to be a different feel with Irish music as well. On the reels, it's more kind of on the downbeat for the Irish kind of
Absolutely.
music rather than the bluegrass is a bit on the offbeat.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the reels are kind of heavy on the one and the three. Mm-hmm. Sometimes still trying to practice that. But
I'm considering you my authority for right now. What's the difference between a reel and a hornpipe?
A hornpipe is kind of more swingy.
Oh, okay.
In a way.
So it has to do with the rhythm rather than the structure of the melody?
Yeah, it's still 4/4. I couldn't tell you the exact.
This could be a total lie. Someone told me once that hornpipes tend to have more arpeggiated melodies, whereas reels are more like scale.
I think that might be true, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know too many hornpipes on the 5-string.
Nice.
I usually just kind of back them up with a little.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
So you said you met the guy who formerly played fiddle with Jig Jam while you were still in school.
Yeah.
Did you start a band right then? Is that
Yes.
how the group started?
Basically, actually, because he grew up in that Irish traditional scene, and he would have known Jamie and Gavin that were in the band. So yeah, I knew Cottle before I met Jamie, and I met Jamie through Cottle then, which was the fiddle player. And I think Jamie had a 21st party coming up or something like that, and he was forming a band, and he had his sister in the band, and Cahill, and Seamus Hogan, an accordion player as well.
Oh, nice.
And then they recommended that they got me into the band as well with a 5-string, and so that was the first time we played together. That was the first incarnation of Jig Jam.
Yeah.
And we were just doing parties and pub gigs and stuff like that. Yeah, playing Mumford & Sons songs, so we had the 5-string and all this kind of stuff.
Perfect.
And yeah, playing a lot of trad tunes as well and stuff like that. And then I eventually got more bluegrass stuff in.
Okay.
And introduced them to some more of the Punch Brothers and stuff like that. And we kind of...
Even now, today, are you pretty much the bluegrass representative for the band? Or is everybody kind of with you on that?
Yeah, probably naturally, just because I have the 5-string and stuff like that. It's naturally going to go that way. But we're all heavily into bluegrass now.
Cool.
More so than anything, nearly. Yeah, and following the whole Billy Strings thing as well now, and like seeing how all that can take off. And
Proud Michigan boy for us.
Absolutely, yeah. And and just we're still finding bluegrass tunes to learn and stuff like that. You know, it's still kind of relatively new to us. But
did you get dirty looks in those days when you started bringing a 5-string around? Is that considered like sacrilegious in any way or blasphemous?
No, not really. And even back in the day, like the Dubliners, Barney McKenna, like he was one of the first to introduce the tenor banjo to Irish music.
Oh.
And play tunes on the tenor banjo, and had Luke Kelly in the band that played the 5-string.
Interesting.
Tell me who is the giant with the gold turning hair, he who strides at the head of your band. 7 feet is his height, with some inches to spare, and he looks like a king in command. Army boys, that's the pride of the bold Chandeliers, amongst our greatest of heroes a man. So fling your beavers aloft, and give 3 ringing cheers for John Kelly,
But it was more of a frailing kind of backup for singing and stuff like that. But yeah, they're great, and they're the first lads that have the 5-string and the tenor banjo there, you know. So it's cool to look back on that too.
So you're carrying on the tradition.
Yeah,
Excellent.
trying our best.
Is there a point where you thought you had like your own style develop, or what kind of things were you working on that you think helped you progress at the instrument?
I think so, yeah. Learning all those bluegrass tunes and then incorporating some of those Irish ideas with the triplets and stuff like that and different rhythms. Definitely kind of seeped into my playing without even knowing, without trying to force it in, but just taking bits and bobs from different Irish tunes, even into the improv kind of thing and stuff like that as well.
Well, talk about that then. Yeah. What's your approach to improvising? And is there...
Oh, Janie. It depends on the tune or the song, yeah. But definitely just coming in with those different triplet kind of sounds. There's still like so many great players that have done that already, like Belfleck, Noel McKelney and everyone. But yeah, just kind of, putting in some triplets and different ideas. And
you do seem very triplet heavy.
Yeah.
But yours, it's not just those like single string Irish triplets. You play a lot of melodic style triplets. What are some like basic approaches to that you've found that are useful?
Yeah, it's definitely a combination of like melodic style and single string style, just to kind of get those Irish tunes across the neck, because they don't lay out in the best way. So I've kind of adapted that maybe into my style a bit. Even a triplet thing like that little. And sometimes that you kind of get a better pop off the.
Now, what was that? You were doing like one single string note and then finishing it melodically? Is that what I was just hearing?
So you could do that melodic way. I'm not sure if you hear much of a difference there, but it feels good. You're just kind of doing, and it's still a forward roll, but you're doing it in a single string on the G string to the B, and then your fifth string open.
Yeah. It does make a difference, for sure.
Yeah, and then some other tunes, single string, and then incorporating small bit of melodic just to get up the neck. I use the fifth string in the favor. Stuff
I love
like that. So it's a small bit
smooth.
Yeah, just adding in any of those open strings where I can, just to get around the neck. And I love the sound of that melodic thing as well. And it's what kind of sets the 5-string apart from the tenor banjo too.
Yeah.
Because the tenor banjo is going to drive it out of it. So it's nice to have those little open kind of strings in there for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, not just all staccato.
Yeah. It depends on the tune too, where it's going. But
So were you ever in like a bluegrass band? I don't know if you consider Jig Jam a bluegrass band, but
no, I wouldn't call us a straight up, not at all. Yeah, we gave up trying that a long time ago. We can't. There's too many great bluegrass bands and to just grow up in that. We're definitely a different thing, come from the Irish kind of background.
I guess I was wondering if you were able to contrast the feel difference in being a banjo player with, as you said, the main difference is that like rhythm guitar.
Absolutely,
playing with something like that as opposed to maybe a bluegrass jam that any of us might go to, where it's completely different, and how that changes what you do.
Yeah, I've been playing with a few different fellas in St. Louis now, and kind of straight up bluegrass band kind of stuff too.
Oh, cool.
And it is a different feel. Yeah, I can definitely put in some more Scruggs kind of things, and there's definitely that offbeat, and the mandolin is driving it more so than the guitar in a way on that offbeat, to my ears anyway. So it definitely is a different animal. Yeah.
Do you notice a difference in what you actually play, or
maybe sometimes backing? Yeah, Improv is probably similar enough. Backing up, there's probably a bit more space and stuff like that, maybe in some way.
More space in the jig jam context, or more space in the
bluegrass thing, maybe. Yeah, rather than constantly rolling away kind of in jig jam, and kind of it's all very driving away. Yeah, I'm not sure how to describe it, actually. It's a feel thing. I'm not the best at.
I've never tried to play with more of an Irish style, but it's a very noticeable difference to listen to.
Yeah, it is, and even, certain roles and stuff like that might fit better in the bluegrass thing rather than the Irish thing. It's just trying to find that
the right
rhythm
groove to go
the
for.
Groove, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt this incredible episode, folks, but I couldn't go any longer without telling you about a few of the official sponsors of the Picky Fingers Banjo Podcast. Are you looking to improve your playing by learning directly from one of the world's most talented players and instructors? It sounds too good to be true, but it's a reality over at pegheadnation.com. With Peghead Nation's streaming video courses in banjo, guitar, mandolin, fiddle, dobro, upright bass, and ukulele, you can learn bluegrass, old time, and plenty of other styles. PegheadNation.com features a great lineup of courses. This is just the banjo section. You can learn beginning banjo or bluegrass banjo with Bill Evans, old time banjo with Bruce Molsky, the banjo according to Danny Barnes, contemporary bluegrass banjo with Wes Corbett, and banjo in the style of Earl Scruggs or J.D. Crowe with Bill Evans. Now, regardless of which one you choose, it's going to have high-quality video and audio production, downloadable notation and tab, play-along tracks, and plenty of tunes. And the best part is that listeners of the Picky Fingers Banjo Podcast get their first month for absolutely free. Go to pegheadnation.com, use the promo code PickyFingers, all one word, all lowercase, at checkout. That's pegheadnation.com, and the promo code is PickyFingers to get your first month free. The Picky Fingers Banjo Podcast is also sponsored by Elderly Instruments. Elderly isn't just a retail store, it is an institution for banjo players and string musicians of all types. Family owned since 1972, the good folks at Elderly have discovered that the secret to becoming the world's most trusted source for new, used, and vintage instruments, it isn't that complicated. You provide the best selection of high-quality instruments and accessories for all price ranges, and then you stand behind those products with the industry's best customer service. If you can't make it to their Lansing, Michigan showroom, that's okay too. They ship worldwide and are always available to help. Visit elderly.com or call them up at 517-372-7880. And speaking of family businesses, Eric Sullivan of Sullivan Banjos knows a thing or two about that. The Sullivan family has been at the forefront of the banjo-making world for decades now. I bought my Sullivan banjo brand new in 2004, from Elderly Instruments, by the way, and I swear that it sounds better and better every time I play it. The great news is that the famous tone and craftsmanship of Sullivan banjos is still available. Give Eric a call at 502-365-5022 to discuss building your dream banjo today, or visit sullivanbanjo.com. That's 502-365-5022 or sullivanbanjo.com.
The Picky Fingers Banjo Podcast is sponsored by Bluegrass Country Radio, America's oldest bluegrass, old-time, and Americana station. Shows are curated by real DJs, not computer algorithms. From classic bluegrass and traditional country to the best current artists, you'll find it all streaming at bluegrasscountry.org and on the station's free smartphone apps. That's bluegrasscountry.org.
So you guys have become pretty popular. What are some of the more noteworthy gigs for you, or more memorable? I'm always curious at how bands like yours get accepted by audiences that maybe have never heard something like that. So I'd be curious to know what your experiences are.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think having an Irish accent definitely helps over here. But no, yeah, it seems to be going well so far, and lively and entertaining. I would like to think sometimes. But yeah, we got to play the Grand Ole Opry last year and
Yeah.
year before. So yeah, that was definitely a highlight. I'm not sure how to let us in there, but yeah, we got to do it anyway.
I know.
So yeah, that was we'll never forget that.
It seems like you've had a good strategy because now you can play like Irish music events. You can play
Yeah,
stuff like
we thought it out well,
Blissfest.
didn't we?
Yeah.
But no, it's great. Yeah, still getting into more of the bluegrass festivals. We're doing Grey Fox now as well.
Oh,
And stuff for the first time this year. So we heard a lot about that. And
is that just next week?
yeah, I think
Oh,
so. Yeah,
cool.
so looking forward to that. And yeah, it's been great to get into these bluegrass festivals and see all these amazing bands that I've been looking at on the interwebs for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And we got to do Delfest this year as well.
Okay.
For a second time in a row, and that's just one of my favorite festivals.
Yep,
That was so
incredible.
cool, and just get to meet everyone there and meet Del and
Did you meet Del?
yeah, and
Oh,
Ronnie
that's wonderful.
McCory and Rob, and it's crazy. Like, and yeah, you'd be looking at these guys at home, and you're like, these lads are rock stars.
Yeah. Now you're face to face.
And you can
with-
get to meet them, yeah. And we hopped up with the Travel McCorys at like one of their late night sets and stuff like that, and played. And I was like, this is crazy. That's the beauty about like traditional music as well, like with the Irish thing as well. You can get to play with like your idols
Your
and
heroes.
stuff and jam with everyone, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's so cool in that way. And yeah, learn a lot from them. But
Couldn't agree. Yeah. You're like,
was
how did I
cool.
get here?
yeah, exactly.
That's really
I'm
cool.
supposed to be here.
Anything else to say about your personal style and maybe some techniques that you use that
Yeah,
are important to it?
I could put on a capo here, and maybe there's one Irish tune that we did on an album before. We play it live sometimes, and I tried to like bluegrass it up a bit.
Oh.
rather than sometimes, yeah, kind
The
of
other way around?
Yeah, the other way
Yeah.
around, and just trying to do that and keep the rolling thing in there and some Scruggs licks sometimes and all that kind of stuff, and then change into the more Irishy kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
See if I remember it now. The tune is like on the tenor is probably that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I just added in kind of a forward roll and try to figure out that kind. Something like that.
Yeah, that's
But,
badass. That's really
ki-
cool.
Just kind of, yeah, figuring out the melody or an estimation of it in some way.
Okay.
And just kind of keeping that rolling kind of thing. And
Did you say what the name of that tune was? Did
that's the Red Flowers on the Hill,
Okay.
I think. The Flowers on the Red Hill.
Sure. There's flowers, there's a hill, one of them's red.
Yeah, in the bluegrass. But yeah, so it's just kind of incorporating that kind of five-stringy thing into some of those Irish tunes.
Yeah, that's very cool.
We call it eyegrass. Someone called it eyegrass before.
Eyegrass.
It's like the iPhone.
Yeah, never mind.
Green grass.
Another question is, even though that was an example of bluegrassifying an Irish tune, when you played like the tenor rendition of it, you're clearly very precise with all of that too. And I'm wondering about your rolls too. Are you doing like a forward roll on one string to get those triplets?
Yeah, most of the time. There's still some like melodic stuff there to try to get around the. Yeah, it's mainly like a forward roll on the just a single string.
Okay.
And then there's some other triplet kind of things. It depends on the tune or where it's landing as well. Some of the inside strings, sometimes I'd use a thumb, index thumb, and you kind of get a nice pop off.
That's what I was
that
going to
kinda
ask,
thing.
is because you were doing a lot of them on the low string, and that's That can be tricky
It's hard
to get all
up there. Yeah. Trying to think of.
You're doing then thumb, index, thumb. Doesn't that then like get you twisted around when you go from there?
Yeah, because there's other ones that it didn't in a different key, but I'm doing a forward roll there on the first one, and I'm using 2 strings there.
Okay.
With just like the open B string and like
the fourth, the matching pitch.
And then the one that comes up after that, I think, is thumb, index, thumb.
Yeah.
Because you're coming up, you're going to the middle finger. So if you're doing a forward roll, you're on that middle finger already. And it kind of has a nice pop off it anyway. So there's a mixture of...
Yeah, it has a great sound.
There's a mixture of thumb, index, thumb, and then a forward roll.
I think for me, speed would be an issue with that too.
And that's very
keeping
true.
It with the groove.
Yeah, because there's one tune where I'm in the middle string and I'm doing a forward roll. Did you ever hear the Mason's Apron?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of one of the ones you get requested at home if you have a banjo in your hand.
Okay.
The person requesting mightn't even know the tune, but they know the name of the tune, or like they don't know if it's a tenor or a 5-string, but you may play the Mason's Apron.
Is that like the Foggy Mountain Breakdown of
kinda.
Irish tunes?
It's like a flashy piece. I think there's like 7 parts to some of them. Everyone kind of plays it differently. That's a good triplet workout, that tune.
Are you able to let us?
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
Just triplets galore. It's a funny one.
What a great piece.
Usually it's played at 100 mile an hour, but
the person who requested it and demanded you play it, they'll be happy with that one, I think.
It was definitely a good workout for figuring out some of those triplet kind of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to visit that one.
There's a heap of triplets in it.
See what I could do. Talk a bit about the arranging in Jig Jam, because even when you incorporate these bluegrass tunes, it's kind of melding what I referred to earlier about a lot of like reharmonizations. Coming from the rhythm section. Is there a technique to that, or is it trial and error?
Trial and error. I think every guitar player has their own kind of ways to go. And a lot of the time we'd incorporate in the Irish and bluegrass thing, melding them together. We might start with a jig and then go into like a bluegrass tune or something like that.
Yeah.
Or sometimes the other way around.
Those, I was lucky to see your set yesterday, and that's what I really noticed, that a lot of the bigger crowd responses are when you make those changes between the jig time and the reel or those rhythmic transitions. Yeah. And you guys are really tight with it, and it is
it seems to be effective with the crowd sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and I know that's a very standard, or I guess tell me if I'm wrong, that's a pretty standard setup for like an Irish set of tunes, right? Like you start with something maybe slower and you go to a jig and then you finish with a reel.
Absolutely.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it can do,
okay.
It's always different, but you can always go from a jig into a reel, or sometimes reel into a jig can have a great punch to it as well.
Yeah.
Or even just a full set of reels, full set of jigs. But yeah, a lot of the time, a bit of a difference as well. A lot of the Irish traditional stuff would have like sets of tunes, like 2 to 3
Yeah.
tunes in like a set, rather than, and there's no real improvising in some way. There's definitely ornamentation and stuff like that. Compared to the bluegrass thing is like one tune and then improvising around it in that way.
Yeah.
Which I love. So, and sometimes we mix it up and try improvise on a trad tune or something like that, and then play the bluegrass tune in unison or something like that.
Yeah. I've kind of been jumping around
Sorry,
a little
yeah.
bit. No, it's my fault. I keep thinking of different things to talk about. Back to like the reharmonizations. I'm trying to remember like what you were playing. Was it like Big Mon that you reharmonized, or
yeah.
Cluck Old Hen, or you had a few different ones that seemed like there was. And I guess I'm wondering, do you have something to do with that, or a way of like telling people how they might approach being creative in that way?
Yeah, a lot of the time there's a jig before that Big Mon thing. The chord progression is a lot, like you could stay on the one for a lot of it. And then a lot of the time in the second part, Jimmy would go to like DF or... and then back into it, just to kind of switch it up in that way. And then on the Big Mon thing, I came up with a different kind of, I'm not sure if you call it reharmonization, but like a big chromatic kind of thing.
Okay.
What was the part?
Okay.
A bit of a weird thing there. I stole that lick from Scott Vestal at the end. And then,
Wow,
then
yeah.
back into the Big Mon kind of
Amazing.
thing. Then
I mean, I'm really happy that you showed us that. That isn't what I was asking, though.
Okay.
I guess I wish I had a better memory of which exact tune it was in. Where just the melody stayed the same, but there's like alternate harmony chords, and I remember hearing it in a couple fiddle tunes that I knew.
I think it could be actually on that the second part of the. I think Jamie's coming to this chord,
Okay.
and then a minor.
Yeah, there was some reharm stuff. Yeah.
So like an F to a G, and then a D minor to an E minor over that second part of over the second part of Cluck Old Hen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he definitely does that on that one.
Do you know what the approach is? Is it just like relative minors, or just try and...
Yeah, that's definitely a trad thing. I noticed that he does that move a lot.
Okay.
Kind of backing up like A minor tunes. On the second part, he'll bring in that thing.
switch it up?
And yeah, it's cool because all the notes might be in the melody on some of those chords, but it works and it sounds different. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives
It's
it
cool.
definitely interesting to listen to.
Yeah. I hope that answered the question.
I think so.
Yeah, we just try stuff and if it sounds okay, we'll just blast it out.
Yeah, I guess what I want people to hear is like, if you're looking for ways to spice up your same old fiddle tunes, that's like a cool idea, and it doesn't always occur to people to do.
That's true.
To do that,
it's
and it's a little more unique to like an Irish approach.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, a lot of people kind of use that kind of thing, I would think. So maybe try that on your next Cluck Old Twig, as we call it, Cluck Old Hen.
Cluck Old Twig.
Yeah, if you want to try something like that, just to mix it up.
Let's talk about your gear. Tell me about this lovely banjo that we have here.
Yeah, this is a neck fill that I recently got from Tom up in Sisters, Oregon. We were doing a gig up there, and he sent me a message and said, come by the shop. So we went in and played a few of the banjos and did a little video with him. And then, I was asking about prices for the banjos and stuff like that. I wasn't even in the market. I was looking for a banjo for a while, another one. But and he just gave me this one to play for the gig as well.
Okay.
So he's like, see what you think of it if you want to, buy it. He's a good salesman.
Yeah, that's a good. he got you.
Yeah, so he just hooked up the pickup in it and everything for that night, and I played it for the whole gig.
Apparently, you liked it.
Yeah, I did like it very much, and I wasn't ready to part with too much money at the time, so I kind of sat with it for a day or two, and he messaged me again asking if I wanted to. He said I could keep it for the rest of the tour as well and just keep playing, and then after that I was like, oh yeah, I love playing this thing as well. So he gave me a good deal on it, and I've been playing it ever since. But yeah, it's one of the neckfill Galaxy Phantoms, I think. It's mahogany, I do believe.
All right,
and they're a different animal of a banjo. They're like a futuristic kind of thing.
Yeah, Neckville is definitely known for kind of some futuristic, pushing the envelope type of designs. What is it, for starters, what were you going from?
I had a Deering Golden Era, which I still have. Okay. And I love that banjo as well.
But it is a bit more of a standard bluegrass type of thing.
That standard kind of thing.
So should I assume that the features that are different about this are things that you prefer? Like
I think that definitely help a lot more with my playing style, doing a lot of the melodic kind of and single string stuff, and it has that radius fretboard, which I've never had. Yeah, it just feels a lot faster and a lot more comfortable in that way. And the pickup system's good in it too. I have that like EMG up here.
Okay.
So live, it's been great as well with feedback and stuff like that, because we're just using the wedges at the minute, and we can get fairly loud on stage sometimes too. So it hasn't had any issues in that regard. And I love the playability and sound of it. We recorded it as well this year, and I really like the sound of it.
Yeah, very even tone, very versatile, it seems like.
It's nice.
How do you feel about the tunneled fifth string peg? That's a bit of an unusual feature, but
it took
very cool.
Yeah, it took me a while. I kept going up here to the fifth fret to tune it, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's up
here. That doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, and then change the string. It's fairly quick to change the string as well. But yeah, it took me some getting used to. It's nice that it's out of the way. And then just tune it, you kind of have to crank it a bit more, because they're like guitar tuners or whatever, rather than just the little, which I'm still getting used to as well, because I'm like, I have to kind of crank it up there. But
yeah, why isn't it changing?
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's cool. Yeah, it's nice and different. Then
when you go back to your golden era, do you find that the fifth string peg gets in your way now? Are you used to this?
Yeah, not too much. I kind of just adapt to it very quick, like riding a bike. But I still love that banjo as well. It needs a bit of a setup at the bit and stuff like that. So I've been just using this non-stop.
Yeah, excellent. Is there anything else you use on stage? Like, do you have pedals or a certain preamp that you really like?
I'm using the Grace Alex. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that has been great as well. That's a game changer. Then I just have a tuner pedal, and I have a little one of those phaser pedals, the MXR.
Okay.
That I throw on every now and again.
The Pete Warnick approved model?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
and
I have one
get
too.
a few dirty looks from the lads across the stage.
Hey, at least they're noticing what you're doing.
Yeah,
It's better than if they just ignore you, I guess.
Yeah, just making weird sounds. But nice little simple setup.
Yeah. What about any preference with picks or strings or anything else that you feel strongly about.
I love this combination. I've had them for a while. It's the blue chip thumb pick. I think it's the JD. Yeah. And then I have the Hofmeyer finger picks that I got a while back.
Yeah. Those are great.
And they're great, yeah. So I'm just so used to these now that I don't know any different. But yeah. Expensive right hand here on with some of these.
Yeah, but, as long as you're good
like
at
them.
Not losing them.
That's the thing, yeah. I'm trying my best. I've lost a few blue chips in a day, but
that hurts.
Yeah, but I'm so used to these now. If I put on a Dunlop, it probably takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
But no, I love these, yeah.
I noticed your finger picks, at least compared to, I think, a lot of people that I see, they're a bit more extended off the tips of your fingers.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe, yeah.
And I guess I didn't know is that just a coincidence, or is there anything like specific about using them like that helps you with what you do?
I have actually no idea, to be honest.
I figured that was the answer.
Yeah. But yeah, and I just put them on and try to get them to a comfortable spot, and
yeah, it's working for you.
Yeah, it's grand.
Any other gear type talk that you feel is important?
Using the Dario strings. I like those Dario ones. The 9s, I think I'm using at the minute.
Okay.
And yeah, all those Dario things are great as well. Have a little Dario pedal train. Yeah, that's a little Dario plug there.
All right. What is the Jig Jam recording that you're most proud of? Is there any like particular song or album that you think is like really highlights your playing really well that you're really proud of?
Yeah, our most recent album is Across the Pond that came out a while back now. I think that does a good job of mixing in the Irish and the bluegrass and kind of telling a bit of a story as well about the people emigrating over to the States from Ireland and stuff like that through some of the songs and stuff like that. But yeah, recently we've been recording in Nashville last year and this year with in Southern Ground, Zach Brown's studio. So yeah, that has been cool, and we have a lot of new music coming out. We have 2 singles out already, All These Roads, and we just recently released Running Back to You with featuring Lindsay Lou.
My old boss lady.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to her.
Walking up your steps up to your door, this is what I was longing for. The moon and stars shining bright when I wrap you in my arms tonight. The only thing I'll ever do is keep running back to you. Well, the only thing I'll ever do is keep running back to you. Oh, running back to you. Yeah, running back to you. Oh, running back to you.
Yeah, it was lovely to get her on the track as well. And
yeah, she makes everything better, anything that she's on.
So yeah, and really happy with all this other new stuff that we recorded. I think we're really kind of finding our own feet and our own kind of style.
And that'll be coming out just over the course of, that's the way people do it now, right?
Exactly,
you do a single like every month or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Yeah, we're rolling with the times here. Yeah, just releasing like a single every month kind of thing. Excellent. So we have a lot of stuff recorded there, a big backlog of stuff. I kind of forget some of the stuff that we even recorded at this stage.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it all out there. And yeah, there's some cool things, and yeah, a mixture of some bluegrass heavy stuff in with some Irish tunes kind of thrown in here and there. But
definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And before I let you go, I do need to ask some things. So what's your hometown?
Outside Tullamore in County Offaly.
Okay.
So Tullamore Dew Whiskey.
Tullamore Dew Whiskey.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like 50 minutes away from there.
And are you a big fan of that particular product?
Yeah, it's grand. I'm not too fussy. Sometimes we make the mistake of saying we're from Tullamore. Next thing, there's 6 Tullamore shots in front of you.
Oh, no.
Tullamore Dew, so yeah.
Need to make sure they just do apple juice or something instead.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's good stuff.
I went through like a phase of being really into bourbon, and I would go tour all the like distilleries in Kentucky.
Nice.
And a lot of times when you're approaching, the whole town smells like bread is being made,
Yeah.
or like because of the yeast and stuff.
That yeasty
Does
stuff.
Tullamore have that going on where
No.
you can like smell the distillery through
The
the
distillery is a small bit outside of town, so maybe they thought
Okay.
about that. But I'm living in St. Louis at the minute, and the Budweiser
Oh my
factory
God.
is there. So yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I bet.
That yeasty kind of thing.
Anything I forgot to ask? Or did
No,
we
yeah,
cover
I
it
think
all?
we covered a good bit there. Yeah, yeah. Thanks a million for having me on this podcast.
Oh, of course.
I've
My pleasure.
listened to it for years, and yeah, I love what you're doing. It's unreal, and yeah, when you messaged me, I was thinking, does he have the right fella? I'm not sure.
No,
But,
it must be a completely other Dahi.
yeah,
The
exactly.
banjo playing Dahi.
exactly. But no, yeah, I love the podcast, and it's yeah,
Well, I'm flattered to have you as a listener, and I'm really glad this worked out.
yeah. Thanks for having me.
Don't leave without giving us websites and all that. How do we track down you and Jig Jam?
Jigjam.ie is our website, and yeah, if you can give us a follow on Instagram, Jigjam Live, and Facebook, and TikTok, and all the
ways.
the social media ways nowadays. So yeah, if you can do that, and yeah, feel free to reach out to me as well if anyone has more questions about any of that kind of Irishy stuff. Or
Everyone send him
Anything
your
like that.
version of Mason's Apron, and he'll individually critique
Yeah.
every single one.
be better than what I played anyway.
I don't know about that, but hey, I appreciate it. Great meeting you, and I'll
Yeah.
see you today at the festival.
Yeah, looking forward to catching you there.
All right, folks, it's time for you to go practice those Irish triplets, because that's it for this episode of the Picky Fingers Banjo Podcast. The song clips you heard in order were This Heart of Mine by Jig Jam, Tullamore to Boston by Jig Jam, Kelly the Boy from Killan by Luke Kelly with the Dubliners, and then a few more from Jig Jam, Bully Bully, Cluck Ol' Twig, and Runnin' Back to You. Thank you once again to Kyle Gulick. He's this episode's Patreon supporter of the show. To become a VIP Patreon supporter yourself, head over to patreon.com/banjo podcast or contact the show, pickyfingersbanjopodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll see you all next time.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna break everything here, Keith.